There were 6 of us, plus our driver, heading off to explore this beautiful island of Grenada. It was a wet but still a very warm day. Our first stop was to have a look at these beautiful waterfalls, not far off the coast. Happy anniversary, darling.
Happy anniversary to you too.
Mwah. Back on the road again to our second port of call, which was a small place that processed nutmeg and cocoa beans. This building was about 250 years old, and boy did it remind us of our station shearing sheds, built in Australia around the same time. The hostess cum tour guide explained to us the process of harvesting and processing the cocoa beans and the nutmeg. This is just some of the history of this island that goes way back before European settlement. Back on the road again to our next place, which was a very large nutmeg factory that processed and exported nutmeg all over the world. The destination stencils, there was even an Australia in there. Back on the road again to everybody's favourite place, and especially Annie's, the Grenada Chocolate Factory. Our hostess was explaining the processes involved in producing chocolate, and she gave us a little bit of the history on these buildings, which were erected at about the same time as Captain Cook was claiming Australia for England. And here is just some of the machinery required to produce some absolutely delicious chocolate. We all just had to take part in the mandatory tasting of the samples. Even our bus driver, Trevor, had to stock up on his weekly supply of chocolate. Annie's eyes say it all. Our departure was delayed by this rather solid shower of rain. Where else would you like to be held up but in a chocolate factory? Driving past one of the real rainforest giants on our way to our next stop, the rum factory. This lovely hostess conducted the tour and explained the processes from go to woe on the production of rum. This is the third largest rum factory on the island, and I thought she said they produce something like 29,000 gallons of rum per year. It was fantastic to see they're using 200-year-old technology to power the mill. This aqueduct diverted stream water onto this huge water wheel that drove the sugarcane crush. Our hostess explained the process of where they load the cut cane onto this elevator that in turn takes it up to drop it into the crush. The syrup from the crushed cane just goes through this open channel inside the distillery. The process of fermentation takes place through a series of open vats. The fermented syrup is then heated in these very large stills to produce the vapour that condenses to produce the pure rum. On the road again to our second last stop for the day, lunch. It's time to formally introduce the crew. We have Annie. We have Joanne. Now Rosemary. Mike. Tony. Myself. And last but not least, our driver, Trevor. We stopped on our way back down to Secret Harbour to have a look at these old planes that were sitting on the side of an old disused airport, only used for a drag strip now. And here we have Toro, the bull, tethered up to keep the grass down around the plains. We did make one very brief stop right up on the top to have a look off this lookout out over St George's and St George's Bay anchorage. It was very cool up so high, and we also sprung our driver going for a bit of light relief over the road.